So for me, what I found out when I was living in Vancouver is medical insurance.
Oh my god, you got me doing that.
I'm not seeing myself like I could meet with lots of nice people in Vancouver, especially because I was framed for so many times. So for me, what I found out when I was living in Vancouver is about like the favorite things in Vancouver especially is basically the same things you've told me before, like food,
use of transportation.
Yeah, it's again like Vancouver is the most multicultural city from what I've heard or from what I've seen in entire life. For like comparing the one that I've lived for 20 or like several years in Japan to the one that I've lived for like 1 year in Vancouver, I'm not the type of the person who's like studying abroad for so many years or who's like going abroad for, like traveling abroad for like few years, but I can confidently say that like food in Vancouver is exceptional.
Excellent.
Even
for the last dinner we had together, we went to a Michelin restaurant. And they were pretty good price for being a Michelin restaurant. And never
I think
in my
these are
life
for like $200
did I think
for
I
each.
would say that. No. We only paid $100 together.
Oh yeah.
Which was pretty good price.
Yeah.
Versus if you would go to more Michelin restaurants here, it'd probably be upward of $250 for 2 people to eat. Versus Vancouver's, I don't even know the restaurant. Can't remember the name, but it was really good food. And we got drinks too, so
yeah.
So
I think the second things that I like about in Vancouver is that people, like, just like Leah mentioned before. But for me, like, I'm not seeing myself like I could meet with lots of nice people in Vancouver, especially because I was framed for so many times and like I got scammed actually, so I don't have any good memories. But
I did.
Just
I ran
kidding,
into the good people.
Yeah, but you know what? Like for me, my people means like there are lots of people from different countries. So if you're interested in like studying abroad, like if you're interested in like in like studying English seriously, like for taking time for like 2 or like 3 years or maybe like 1 year, I don't know, whatever, but you can definitely listen to every types of English in the world, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
There are lots of American people in Vancouver.
Not a
Not really.
lot, but there's a lot of English speaking people.
Yeah, there are a lot of English speaking people.
Yeah.
Like we can of course we can meet lots of Indian people who they speak English very fluently.
There's lots of different people who speak English in Vancouver
with different accents.
Yeah, with different accents.
I think that's I think that's one of the things that I felt shocking when I was living in Vancouver, like especially when I was working at a startups company and also like advertising agency. I could deal with lots of English speaking people, but their accent is completely different. So for someone, they could speak English with British accent, and for the others, they could speak English with Australian accent. And even others, they could speak English with Irish accent.
There are many different accents.
Oh my god, let me tell you, like
some of them are pretty hard to understand.
Yeah, totally. Even for you,
it's
quite hard to
even
understand.
For
is that
me.
what you're saying? Yeah. But let me tell you my story, because like
speaker.
The first boss that I had is he is the Irish people, so he has very thick Irish accent. So I really couldn't understand what he's talking about at that time. Like when he's explaining like lots of details, like important things that I had to remember when like considering, like when talking with customers, like clients, like when selling things, when I was in sales representative. And then actually I had to remember it. I had to memorize it, and then I had to report to it. Like I had to like send it to them with concrete examples of like how I, took that on, and at the end of the day. So basically, I was making an effort, like so much effort, to understand what he's talking, but I couldn't do it. So I ended up like, fired. Like I ended up being fired. So yeah, it's pretty hard to understand for him. Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Sorry, it's kind of a bit off topic, but for Americans, I mean, especially when you're growing up in California, which part of the accent would you say, like, which part of the accent do you feel most difficult to understand for speaking English?
In the U.S. alone?
Like,
or everywhere?
Like everywhere. It applies to everywhere. Like, especially when you're interacting with people from different countries might be appreciated.
In some places in the UK, the ones that have the really thick accents, that one's the hardest for me. But like, if you have a light British accent, that's fine.
British
Australian accents are fine. I've got friends who are Australian, so I don't
Do you remember how old they were?
Who?
Do you remember how old they were? Like the British guys and Australian guys you've ever met?
My friend Sally, she had a pretty thick accent, and she's 21. And then my friend, oh my gosh, what's her name? Chloe. Chloe has a really thick Australian accent. But I can understand the Australian accent more than I could understand Sally's. Yeah.
Were they like your school members?
No, it's people I met online. And became friends with. Yeah.
So you're saying Australian accent is the most difficult things to understand?
No, I'm saying British accents. Like the thick British accents are a little harder to understand than the regular English.
Sorry, I didn't listen to it.
I know. I know.
I wasn't listening. Sorry. Medical insurance?
Oh my god, you got me doing that?
No, I'm not filming.
Yeah, you are.
Liar.
You got me going.
It's so shiny.
Here. Is it forward? And down. There you go.
Like, it's kind of strange.
It's okay.
Do I record right? Okay. So, did I see the third one that I like about it in Vancouver?
Yeah.
I didn't, right? Like,
no,
I
you
think,
didn't say
yeah. So, for me, like, the third things that I like about it in Vancouver is that it's not like expensive especially for medical. You know what I mean? Like medicine.
So my insurance was pretty cheap. It's only $75 a month versus like if you're in the US, it's way higher. Way high for insurance.
How high are you talking about?
I don't pay it. I am in my parents' insurance. But I know it's expensive. Even Vancouver, free hospital trip. In the US,
it's kind of strange actually. Like,
it's pretty expensive. Yeah, it's not gonna work for you. But I know it's pretty expensive in the US if you need to go to the hospital or anything. I fell down the stairs and it was a pretty pricey bill that came back. Versus in Canada, if you just need to go quick hospital visit, like me, I had really bad ear infection, could not hear, my ears were hurting so bad. Completely free.
Completely free?
Yeah.
Really?
And then
hopefully I didn't get any like serious injured
when
I was in Vancouver.
I went for I had an allergic reaction in class, completely free.
Really?
Yeah, no hospital bills for that, but if you need like a surgery or something, that's the part that's not gonna be free.
うん
And then the prices between US and Canada for the procedures are usually about the same.
Even if you're not like before like authorized to be a Canadian citizens, just having your like card for I don't know like
If you get a medical card,
yeah, if you get a medical
you
card,
can get a visitor or student medical card, and
so you can go to the hospital for free.
You can go to
take
hospital for free.
take on the hospital
only
bills for free.
$75 a month for that medical insurance.
Yeah, it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is even more nice, I guess.